Now, your claim's got an R. It's been labelled because you didn't think you needed one. It's definitely in your diagram. You're just thick. Now you've got it. You've seen it. I want to know where this straight line to the centre of a sphere you described, where'd you get it?
Where'd I get the straight line to the center of a sphere?
Yeah, bitch. Where'd you get your radius?
Well, first of all, watch your language with me.
Suck my balls, Dr. Cocksucker. You haven't got a fucking radius, you daft twat. You haven't fucking got one. Do you think we've spent this time obfuscating around the R that you said you don't need so we could label it and send it back to you for me to concentrate how I'm teabagging your dumb fuck ass? No, bitch. You are indeed getting put in your place by a flat earther, you dumb fuck who doesn't know what a radius is. Do you understand me, bitch? That was a question, not rhetorical, bitch. You are bitch. Dr. Bob is my bitch right now.
This man has no social graces.
Hey guys, how's it going out there today? Welcome to the show. If you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Got an open panel today. Let's see what might happen. You just never know. How's it going out there? The beautiful Betty Van Velsen, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
Uh-huh. All chipper right now. Just as I thought.
Jeez. You have to give it away all the time.
No, I don't. It's okay. It's understandable.
Yeah.
So, what else we got in here? So, are you going to abandon Adam again today, or what?
See, you're just opening up for the tone setting already, huh?
Yeah. I thought I'd fire the first round over the bow before you started firing at me. So.
Yeah. Well, remember, I'm a Scorpio. You get it back.
Yeah. I know.
With a vengeance.
What's up, Adam? How did Betty screw you the other day?
Did she screw me? She set me up for a long evening when I'd planned to have an early night. But after Betty's show, I said there was quite a few of us chatting for quite a while with very differing viewpoints. Well, mine differs to theirs significantly. But yeah, I want to thank it was a really good show, and she politely left me without saying goodbye.
So funny. Oh.
And
Yeah.
Yep. And we got Mitchell from Australia, the brand newest of the shiniest ballbusters. How's it going, Mitchell?
Hey, Quantum. Hey, everybody. How are we doing? I'm doing great. Welcome to this very special edition of Flat Earth School. Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong channel.
Oh, you're simulcasting?
No. Everything is on your stream, mate. Everything's on your stream.
Oh, okay.
Good to be here.
Yeah.
I was wondering what was going off there, Mitchell. So I'm flicking between QE and yours, and yours hadn't started. I think, so we're just streaming on here, and then you're going to re-upload it, are you?
Yep, that's it. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, that's what's going on. Nothing on mine today.
I was wondering how it was going to go off. I was going to ask you in the pre-show, but me and Betty started rambling as she tends to do.
Excuse me?
Sorry, babe.
Unbelievable. I will set you up for a long evening soon.
Yeah, well, a little mini revenge deserved. Cool. I just think it's cool. I just want to say, we are ballbusters, and we're meeting up like this now, and it's great to see the distances across the plane that we're covering, and the reach we're having, and the different. We were chatting today after Nathan's show about the diversity in the panel, not just geographic, but actually that there isn't one type of earther. It's not some kooky. Being these people from all walks of life that have realised the truth. Professions make very little difference. So it's just great to see. And yeah, I shall stop rambling. But yeah, it's good to have you here, Mitchell, because you're proving a bit of a ledge, mate. I really, really enjoy Flat Earth School, and yeah, I hope it succeeds, and good luck with it. And more importantly, I think for me, good luck with the way of life you're building, mate. You're a ledge, you know. People like you, Nathan, that can go out there and speak truth, and with the support of the community, earn a living. I think it's fantastic. And just to thank the community that, you know, people like Nathan and Mitchell are supported out there, and to just encourage you to do it a bit more. Don't hit the super chat, hit the Patreon, hit the PayPal.
Really appreciate it, Adam. Thank you, mate. Just going out there and watching some sunrises, just talking a bit of flat Earth proof, truth, killing some globe. That's what we do.
Oh, you're knocking it out of the park, Mitchell. Don't be bashful about it. I sorry, I've been busy doing other stuff, and I can't catch up to your live shows because they're usually running when mine are running. But I've been trying to catch up with them, right? So I do catch them. I catch them later, and you're just knocking it out of the park, man.
Thanks, mate. It's a busy time for YouTubing at the moment. Sometimes Jaren has his stream on this time, and I get absolutely no viewers. So I just thought there's no point everyone competing. I'll jump on QE's stream. We'll all collaborate together. It's good fun.
Yeah. I've had this time slot. Nathan gave me this time slot when the channel first came out. I think you know what? I think I bumped it up an hour. Betty, did I bump it up an hour?
Yeah.
No, we.
And you
Adam.
Nathan gave you.
Oh, hold on, Betty. Hold on, Betty. When I say Betty, that doesn't mean Adam answer. Are you Betty now, Adam?
Yeah, I'm getting her back. I planned to rumpus her early on. No, I'm sorry.
Looking at him, and I tried to do that to you too now.
That's it. Good. I'm looking forward to it. Do it. No, I should shut up, but we're in a funky time zone, aren't we? We're in the time shift period where, like, Mitchell's time shifted. You're about to time shift at a different time. So for the next month and a bit, it all gets trippy and people clash as well.
Yep, because I don't think we fall back until like mid-November this year. So it's going to be a little bit. But go ahead, Betty. We were talking about.
Yeah, I'm just over the phrase. Nathan gave you the time slots.
Well, yeah, Nathan.
What the hell is Nathan to give you time? Crying out loud.
Well, we got back in the day when the channel first came out. Well, just relax. Back in the day when there were multiple shows running, he kind of thought about it and said, okay, let's stagger these, you know, in a way that we're not stepping all over each other. And he was taking in the Jaren's show and a couple other shows too. So he coordinated all that. So I was giving him his due because he did do that. And then we sort of stuck with that for a while until people started dropping off. And then they started, you know, marching to their own drummer. And I think I did too, because 1 o'clock for me was just a little bit too early. So I bumped it up. But I think the initial plan was put together by Nathan.
Yeah, but that was not my point.
What was your point?
Just the idea that he gave you time.
How do you give a concept?
Exactly.
I thought that he meant.
He gave me a time slot, not time itself.
Oh yeah, what's the slot? Where? Produce it.
The slot was the 1 p.m. slot.
Produce it.
Are you trying to be a morosifer?
It's still a concept. Come on.
Are you trying to be a morosifer today, aren't you?
No, you are.
You're trying to be clever, but it's not the time to be clever with this.
Oh, goody. Unbelievable.
It's just not that time. There's nothing there. There's no meat on the bone there.
Oh, yeah, there is.
No, there's not. Guards!
I mean, if you wanted to do it differently, like, right, you could have done it differently.
Yeah, but you don't want to step all over each other, Betty.
Yeah, but that's something you agreed upon.
It's a little bit more organized. So the shows are staggered, so you get the best of all worlds. And instead of trying to listen to 2 shows at once, you can't do that,
Yeah,
right?
we basically agreed on it. Yes.
Yeah, so we all agreed. He was the one that was behind it. It wasn't like, he's the Politburo, right?
Yeah. Alrighty then. Next subject.
Numpty clips. Numpty clips is the signature Numpty clips have just been released. So the first one was yesterday, and it was Soundly. And goodness gracious, Soundly, I don't know how you're going to recover from that train wreck of a dumpster fire. My word, son. But they started off with Soundly, so there'll be, like I said, the Numpty Clip October. It'll be signature Numpty Clips every Monday and Wednesday for the month of October. Remember, I christened it the Flying Wasp, right? So we're gonna break the bow on that one. Stay tuned. Tomorrow, Wednesday, will be the Clown Show, Crayon Munch and Co Show. So it's going to be really good. Make sure you tune in for that one. The same time, 2 p.m. U.S. Central, 8 p.m. UK. So that's the next subject. How you like it, that the signatures are in a class by themselves. And look out. I'm telling you, look out what's coming up.
And this is usually the time when we ask Adam what he's going to be eating or has eaten.
No, we're not getting into what we're eating yet.
Ah, okay. Too bad, I'm hungry.
Unless you start with Mitchell, because I like the cuisine. I like like Adam was talking about, the diversity. He said not only geographic, but now it's geographic. I'd like to tune in to see what Mitchell's having. Of course, it's breakfast. What do you guys have down there for breakfast, Mitchell?
We like to start the day off healthy, oats and honey and some blueberries, a bit of coconut flakes, just good stuff to start the day.
Like a trail mix cereal?
Yeah, like grandma food, easy to digest.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Is that a staple?
Yeah, it's a staple. It lasts the whole family. We got 7 in the family we got to feed, so it's nice and cheap and healthy.
Go to feed. What do you got, a trough?
Yeah, we just pour it in. Everyone rolls up. Take it. The strongest gets the most.
Okay. Any other breakfast for breakfast? Yeah, this is really interesting. I like that breakfast, by the way.
Hold up.
Hold on, Adam. You'll get your slot.
How can an Australian not say Vegemite? I mean, I don't like to call on cultural prejudice, but I thought that was the most staple thing. I watched Neighbours in the 80s and 90s, mate.
That's just a stupid song.
Have you smelt the stuff? It's horrible.
We have the equivalent in the UK. It's Marmite, which I don't think is vegetarian approved, but I love that stuff. You either love it or hate it. Over here, they have it's.
Well, my wolf pups, they start off with trans panda rats. They have that for breakfast, and then for lunch they eat more trans panda rats. And we'll get into those wolf pups here in a couple minutes. But what's typical lunch, Don? Say again.
Where did you get those panda rats?
The trans panda rats. They just run around out there. They're everywhere, right? So they just pop up, and you just got to put the crosshair on them or put the scope on them, whichever you're going for, and just deal with them. Just like it's depicted. See, that's where I was hunting. I was hunting trans panda rats.
And where are the wolf pups at then?
The wolf pup. They're right here at my heels, just waiting, looking up with eyes wide, panting, ready to feast.
I don't hear their squeaking.
See?
That makes you squeak.
Now, now let's stay away. We'll get back to my wolf pups. I want to know, Mitchell. Obviously you don't eat one lunch and one dinner every day. Just a typical lunch, right? In down under, what are we looking at?
Bacon and eggs goes well. A bit of avocado on toast, bit of fried up mushrooms. Everyone, that's a crowd pleaser. Bacon and eggs.
That sounds really good, and that's for lunch. We usually switch that around.
Yeah.
We have that in the morning, and then that would go. See, you just mentioned 2 breakfasts for us, but that's okay. Anything else that stands out for lunch?
No, not really. I've heard your breakfast QE. I'm very jealous of your breakfast sausages and eggs and all that stuff.
It's usually sausage every now and then. I'm not big on the sausage deal. I was for a little while, and then I said, this isn't as good as bacon. So I just went back to the old standby. So, just eggs, couple eggs, bacon, and toast with butter. Just keep it simple. And I got off the chocolate milk. So the milk has to be iced, like little shaves of ice in it. Now, not ice cubes. You got to put it in the freezer when you start making breakfast. And then by the time you get done eating, you just take a little step off and head to the refrigerator and grab, and just those little ice crystals in the milk. Oh, look out, man. Damn, we're getting everyone hungry out there. They'll start complaining. Watch. So lunch, how about dinner? Just maybe 2 dinners, typical dinners.
What, here in Australia?
Yes.
Oh man, baked dinners. So my wife, yeah, she's the cook. I'm horrible at cooking. I can cook, but it's not up to her standard, and she does not allow me to do it. So, baked dinners, baked chicken. That's a good one. Like a garlic lemon baked chicken. My son also cooks. He can cook things too. What can he cook? Like a spinach ricotta. That's also nice. There's 2 for you.
That's really good. Yeah. That's not off the beaten path. I was expecting like kangaroo gillets and maybe some wolf spiders or something. I didn't know, man. I really did.
No, they're delicacies. No, you can't afford it on a YouTube salary.
I gotcha. Yeah. Well, it sounds good, man. Okay, Adam, there you go. That opens it up for you. Just listen to this. Mitchell, just listen to this. Go ahead, Adam. What's for today?
Oh no, because it's bad. But I'll start with last night, which is weird. It's a bit of synchronicity. So last night, Marie made a lovely tea. We had some nice sourdough bread, and then she made this crushed avocados, pepper and lime, and then a couple of poached eggs. Freaking lovely. Honestly. But I had that for me tea. Yeah. So 8 o'clock at night. I know you were arguing whether that should be breakfast or lunch, but it must be the time zones. It's the only appropriate time to eat it. Look, there's that 3-way spread. So it's clearly not really time. It's just that's the point that it's most tasty across the whole plane. There was synchronicity there. Which genuinely, that's what I had for my tea last night, Mitchell. The mushrooms baked, and then that crushed avocados. Weird. But Marie's gone away. She's gone to see Pretty Woman in London. Not a Pretty Woman, the musical. Oh, honey, I got a runner in my pantyhose. I'm not wearing pantyhose. That one. So I'm like daddy daycare, mate. So tomorrow we're going to the all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet, and tonight the boys decided so it was Pizza Hut. So from the 2-star Michelin the last week, we've come down a bit. But
did you say Pizza Hut?
Of Marie.
Did you say Pizza Hut?
Sure.
Yeah. I just had because I seen a commercial for Pizza Hut. It was a few weeks ago, and we were struggling to come up with a dinner the other day, and I said, well, why don't you try, because I seen a commercial with Pizza Hut with the Detroit style, and I said, let's go ahead and, I don't know what the Detroit style is exactly. I seen it on the commercial. I said, honey, just go ahead and order, the Detroit style. And she ordered it, and then they said that she goes, well, what is a Detroit style? And they said, well, they just put the sauce and the sauce on top. I said, what? That wasn't what I looked at on TV. So I don't know. People in Detroit, do you eat pizza? Let me get back to the live stream right here. Maybe we got somebody in there in Detroit in here. I want to really know this for a fact. Do you put your sauce on top of the cheese in Detroit? What is it? What is that? Somebody, if you get a chance, anyone from Detroit, or just go ahead and sound off when you get a chance. It's Adam, relax.
Freaking out. I feel the need to defend myself. You even saying, Adam, pizza. Honestly, right? I've got a pizza oven, so if I have pizza, this is kind of like a guilty pleasure. And I don't have Detroit styles or all I ever go for is the old school 1980s deep pan. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Basically, lard. It's just fat soaked into bread. And so it's kind of a guilty pleasure. And I always go for a supreme or a super supreme. You can't get a super supreme no more. But yeah, so it's just more of a trip down memory lane for me, that one. Hence why I don't go Papa John's, Domino's, all that sort of stuff. It's just all about when we were students, yeah, and you couldn't afford to eat properly. You go out for like 7 or 8 quid and go to Pizza Hut.
Mm-hmm.
This would be like 1990. All you can eat. So you just sit there all night and eat as much as you could. You didn't have to pay for food the next couple of days.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I got you.
It's more of a trip down memory lane. Please don't judge me.
No, not at all. No, I'd like to go back to those. Yeah, there's no problem with that. Yeah, you did mention the all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet. See, I always go for the crab rangoon. I always fill up on the crab rangoon first, and I'm not hungry for anything else. I just keep on eating them.
The one we go to, they cook. They've got the standard buffet that troughs.
Sure. Yeah, they're troughs. Yeah.
But they'll cook stuff fresh, so noodles and stuff they'll cook for you. But see,
yeah.
I'm like you. I pick out early on like dim sum, particularly like char siu balls.
Right.
They're just and then I'll overdo it on the crispy duck pancake rolls. And by which point I'll have a little bit of rice and something else, but I'm pretty much done by then. So that's me and the boys. And you can see the drop-in standards when I lose my wife for a couple of days.
Yeah. There's nothing. I like the Chinese buffet. I haven't done it in a long time. There's not too many Chinese restaurants. I would say there's a couple here where I live, but in mid-Missouri, you're not really doing it, right? I had some crab rangoon from them. I'm like, what the hell is this? Right? So I'm used to a little bit higher echelon. You have to usually go to the big cities for good Chinese, but I miss it. As soon as you said it, my ears perked up because of the crab rangoon. It's just one of my favorites.
I've never had that, but I will ask about it on.
You never had crab rangoon?
No.
And you've been to a Chinese restaurant? What the heck?
That sounds. Chinese is very different over here. It's a bit like Indian cooking. It's crafted for the English.
Or the Dutch.
I was just going to ask. I was just going to ask Betty about that right after Adam gets done rumpusing everyone. I'll get back to you, Betty. Just hold off. Let's let Adam tucker himself out.
I'm nearly done. So my business partner's Chinese. His wife is like from China and lives over here now. But they'll describe the stuff you get at English as guilo food. So it's not Chinese food. His dad used to run Chinese restaurant for years, and it's not. He'd be cooking up the same stuff, that I love, but then they'd go in the back and have just absolutely delightful food that wasn't anything like what's served up or known here as Chinese food. I mean, they do eat chicken feet.
You're a fluffy chicken chucker.
Chicken feet, right? Give kids. Okay. They're like boiled chicken feet. They're like, he can't do it. He's like his kids are more Chinese than him, and he sounds just as common as I do. Yeah, so but he's like I said, the difference in what's served as tradition. So I don't know what you're having, whether you're having traditional Chinese food is not what you get from a takeaway here. Only really do you get bits and bobs, you know what I mean? And that, or whether it's so that crab rangoon. Describe it, John, because I do want to ask.
Oh, crab rangoon. It's like, it's not a pastry shell. It's deep fried. It's a light shell. I'll track down a picture of it. And is
it like a gyoza?
I don't know. It's got little corners, got 4 or 5 corners on it, and you dip it in a cherry sauce. It's filled with cream cheese and crab meat.
It sounds like little dim sums, doesn't it? Or gyozas that little packets that are filled with different. You get prawn one and chicken ones and pork and yeah.
Hold up, I'll get it. Then we'll get. I didn't forget about you, Betty. Crab rangoon. Let's
see. I've just had pizza and I'm hungry again now. You know, you're saying like that.
Let's get a good picture in here, Adam. Something that's got it inside.
Nathan says, take it to Facebook.
Take what to Facebook?
See, Becky. He says this won't end, Betty.
It's all about food. Like, make a picture, post it on Facebook, 46 likes.
Oh, I did send John all the pictures from the Michelin-starred meal, didn't I? But I'm not share them.
All right, there you go, Adam. I posted it up there, crab rangoon.
Thanks, sir.
You have to wait a minute or two to check it out.
Nathan's just requested that everyone go around and mention their 5 top favorite foods.
That's what we got here. Hold up, I'll get some more.
How can it be a raccoon?
It's not a raccoon, ragoon.
Oh, well. Sounds similar.
It's not a crab raccoon.
Chinese would chop up a raccoon and then serve it up.
Crab raccoon. What a numpty.
That sounded dirty. It's the crab that raccoon brought with him.
Crab raccoon. Out of control, man.
Yeah.
All right. Let's. Yeah. So you guys got the gist. Yeah.
Like
so.
fortune cookies.
Go ahead.
It does look like fortune cookies.
It's not a fortune cookie.
Oh, it looks like it.
It doesn't look like it either.
Looks like crap.
No, I'm telling you, it's fried. Fried in a little light dough with cream cheese and crab. Now, I'm not a big crab guy, not a big seafood guy, but this dish. but yeah, I don't like crab raccoons. I like crab raccoons, but this dish, I read self-actualization after the first bite, man. That's how good it is.
It's not that we needed to know that, but okay.
Right, you asked Mitchell whether he's had a kangaroo. So if you had raccoon, or maybe a coon's age ago, you'd have had it. But do you eat that over there, or is it roadkill?
What's the question? Do I eat raccoon or kangaroo?
No. I said to you, Mitchell, like quantum based an assumption that because you've got kangaroos over there, you'll eat them. So I'm wondering, has John ever, like with his bow, hunted a raccoon? And
no.
Do people eat raccoon, or did they just turn them into hats?
They're not raccoons. Betty just brought that up off the cuff. I never ate raccoon.
I'm saying, have you? Not do you go to the Chinese for a raccoon? Have you? Is there a raccoon recipe out? Is there raccoon stew?
I'm sure there is.
What does it taste like?
I don't know. I don't eat raccoon.
What do you think it
See what you
like?
caused, Betty, with this raccoon?
I want to know if Mitchell eats Skippy down in Australia.
Yippee.
Yeah, Skippies.
What, peanut butter?
Yeah, the kangaroos.
Oh, I thought you meant peanut butter. No, they eat Jif.
What?
We don't eat the kangaroos. That's our mode of transport. We ride them to school and work.
You never had wallaby
Kangaroo.
stew?
Too
Have
funny.
you ever had
I
wallaby
like
stew?
kangaroo meat.
No, we never had wallaby stew. Now, today, is he just making that up, Mitchell? Is there like wallaby stew?
That's from Man from Snowy River.
That's not, your name's not Mitchell.
Sorry.
I don't put it past some people. Some people just eat anything. So yeah, probably wallaby stew, everything, echidna stew, bald eagle stew.
A what?
Just saying to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, a bald
You know
eagle.
bald eagles.
Yeah, bald eagle.
No,
That's
no,
not going to make it there, bro. I see what you did there. So we took your
Keep you on your
national
toes.
bird. So since he corrupted your national bird, the kangaroo, you went after ours, right? Is that the sort of the motif we got going on here?
You know, the bald eagle is kind of like a magpie size compared to our actual eagles. Bald eagles are very miniature. Don't know why you guys love them so much.
Well, they're our national bird.
Oh no, I didn't realize. I thought you guys just shot them out of the air and just kind of
We don't shoot.
wolf pups.
We don't shoot bald eagles. No. Now, if Benjamin Franklin had his way, it would have been a turkey. For
Are
the
they native? A
Yep.
turkey's native. Is
Yep.
that why? Yep.
Yep. He wanted
That's
the
why so
national.
many.
He wanted the national
Is that why
bird
this-
as a turkey. I think we got a lag or something. So let me get this out, and then you can go. Benjamin Franklin wanted the national bird to be a turkey. I just want to let you know that.
Kind of like globe leavers, like just turkeys everywhere.
Yes, we're going to discuss flags next, Nathan. Yes, exactly. You got it. How'd you know?
I've eaten ostrich, if not a kangaroo.
You would.
Pretty rank. That's a bit like turkey, that chewier, which is odd to be chewier than turkey. It's like chewy chicken, turkey.
It's a bit chewier. So, like I was going to get back, we'll get off this subject when I'm ready to get off it. Betty, so there's Chinese restaurants in the Netherlands, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just ate Chinese on last Sunday.
Okay, what did you have?
Babi Pangang, Fuyung Hai, and Bami.
I never heard of anything like that before in my life.
Did the Chinese, in Holland, did the Chinese cook raccoon there?
We don't have raccoons here, so that's a little bit difficult to get them. Maybe rats, but we don't know.
Oh, goodness. Why do you do that when I'm fucking drinking? I spit the damn thing all over the place. I'll give you maybe rats.
You never know what they're cooking. These Chinese, they eat almost anything.
No. That wasn't the racist slur applied in the 70s to, it wasn't rats, it was cats and dogs.
I've been on Chinese lessons, and I've had a Chinese teacher, and they say basically that they eat everything that's alive, or that has a heartbeat, some sort, even insects and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Dogs, they eat
culture
rats,
it's
they
called,
eat spiders, crickets, anything you can get your hands on.
I'll say Gims, honestly, my best mate, Gims as kids, like, he won't eat them, but they still love chicken feet. It's a delicacy. They're really nice to chew on and suck on, they said.
What?
Yeah? Oh, I'm not joking. I've got a picture on my phone. I'll send it you, because send it now, right, to you. And I was in a pet shop, and to give the dog, you can give the dog chicken feet. So I took a picture of it to send him to say, look, this is not for human consumption.
Put it in BALLBUSTERS, man, and I'll pull it up. I can't believe this chicken feet. Listen.
Right, I've joined because I've got to say subscribe to Nathan Oakley 1980 and Nathan Oakley respectively.
Gone he is.
And gone he is. He wants us to stop, but that's okay. Nathan did say he was ace. He told me to tell you guys that. So, Adam, put it in Ballbusters, the chicken feet. We'll move on in a couple minutes, but this chicken feet thing, I'm not getting it. Isn't it mostly bones? Bones?
Yeah. Yeah. It's bone with. Well, I don't know. I don't understand it. You know what a chicken foot's made of.
Well,
I don't want to.
let's see it. Let's see it. Let's have people look at it if they haven't seen it before. Put it in Ballbusters live stream.
This is the bag. I've just sent you the picture of it. It's in Ballbusters.
Not Skype. Ballbusters live stream text here in Discord.
Live stream. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Wait there. Save it.
So I could pull the monkey up.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't do Skype.
There you go. That's the picture I sent mate when I was in the pet shop.
There's nothing here.
Do. It's there now.
No, it's not.
Chat.
No, it's not.
Oh, is it not?
Main chat, he said.
Yeah, main chat.
Well, that's not Ballbusters chat, is it?
Well, I don't understand it. Wait there then.
Just hashtag.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rubbish. I can do it again. I'm good.
Dog feed in those bags.
But it was for the dogs. But like I said, that's why I sent it to my mate to say, look, it is for dogs. Be eating that.
But you guys eat it?
I don't. Right. So they'll actually get chicken feet from the butchers, cook them and render them so that that's a traditional snack. That his wife, who's Chinese, they don't see that as gross. As gross as I see it, that's something that he thinks it's gross as well.
Well, what we can see in here, Adam, is not much. By the way, if you have a better picture, it would be good. But
I'd like to say it wasn't for tonight's show. I just took it to tease my mate when I saw it. Because I'm a good friend like that.
So this is for dogs?
That is, yeah, because it was in the pet shop.
Oh, jeez.
100% natural chicken feet. I don't know how to get 100% unnatural chicken feet, but
unnatural chicken feet. Yeah, that's what I was searching for.
Yeah.
All right, let's move. We'll move away because I know everyone's really hungry, especially after the chicken feet. I don't see the point. Let's get to something. I wanted to get to something before I forget. Right now, listen. Christmas and my birthday's associated with Christmas. It's not that far away. It's going to come up on us, pretty quick. And if you said, damn, I wish QE had some gift ideas that we could get him. Here's one of my gift ideas. I just want to put this out there in case you're led this way. This is compound bow. It's from Matthews. It's the V3. Now, I'm not thinking about the 27. I'm thinking about the 31. Either one will be good. So if you're inclined, all right, the Matthews V3. Now, I'm taking a look at some bow tech solutions too, but for right now, I'm just going with the V3 from Matthews. Another little picture of it. All right.
Are you proper into this now?
Again, if you're led, what do you think?
I'm thinking yes.
Superchat now. Because the need of a bow to get the chickens.
I need to feed my wolf pups. Right?
Yeah, chicken.
Not chicken.
Oh.
Hey, do you reckon that bow's strong enough to take a raccoon down?
It's big enough to take you down.
It's a take an elk down. You think it has any problem with raccoons? So there you go. Just a couple pictures of it, right? Like I said, if you feel inclined, if you feel led this way, right? It's just an idea.
Led what way?
If they're led, they're thinking, boy, QE would probably need something. This would be a great gift. It's a gift idea, right? There you go.
All right.
I just wanted to put that out there.
I need something small to kill the rats in New York.
So there you go.
Serious. I was surrounded by rats on 48th between 10th and 9th. It's insane.
Well, that's why you need the Matthews V3.
That's why you need a Chinese restaurant.
Watch out, they could be trans panda rats. It'll increase your cholesterol. Just an idea, right? That's all. I wanted to put it out there before we ended. All right. Everyone good with that?
It's scary.
What?
They're proper scary looking things. They must throw, like, I'd like to have used your standard bow and I've done archery, but that looks like it would really like rip through the back of the target.
You'd think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a recurve. These are compound bows. They go about, I would say the V3, the 31 inch, I think it's 345 feet per second.
I can only see Mitchell needing one of those. He's out there now, yeah, away from standard bit. That'd be great for rabbit catching and
catching rabbits with bows. What the heck are you on?
Good fun.
We're catching deers.
You ain't got deer. It'd have to be kangaroo or ostrich, wouldn't it? But
Emu, Adam, not ostrich.
emu. Get out of here. You're not a Kiwi, are
What? Are you pulling my leg? We have emus, not the Kiwis. They have a Kiwi. That's why they call it Kiwis.
You just walked over the cultural cliff, Adam. Way to go, man.
I probably did. And I've missed the point, I think. But
oh, by the way, these things will take down a dang rhino. Like I said, if you feel led, it's the Matthews V3, right? 27 or 31 inch. Leaning towards the 31, but we got to check out the Bowtech solution. I'm going to take I'll get more information probably at the end of the week. You know, there just happens to be a friggin' bow shop like a half mile away from me. It just happens to be, right? So I already talked to the owner. I'm going to be heading on down there. So, like I said, if you feel led.
You already talked to the owner?
I did. This morning.
So you're really getting the feel for it, huh?
I got the itch. It hasn't left me since I left Montana.
Oh, it gives you an outdoor sort of hobby, right?
Yeah.
So, Chewy, let me ask you a question. Where would I take my son to shoot a bow?
If you're in a city,
no, I'm in the country.
Oh, you're in the country? I would go to your nearby archery club. First, you'd have to go to a bow shop. Just go to a bow shop, right? And they'll hook you up with an archery club. So there would be no problem. Too easy.
Oh, okay, so once you go in there, then you get everything else that you need, and they'll tell you where to go. I got you.
It's a bit more involved than you first think. When I first grabbed the bow, I said, This looks pretty simple, but it looks like it could be involved, and I wasn't wrong on that. On my little speculation there, but I go a little bit overboard because I got sort of an addictive personality, so I just go all in, and usually, like, I didn't know the prices of these things. I was just looking around at different bow setups. And Matthews just stood out to me. I said, now, up in Montana, the one in the picture right there, that's a Hoyt. And they make great product. There's no doubt about it. The Hoyts are great. But I didn't even know it until I zoomed in on the photo because I forgot what he told me it was. So I zoomed in on the photo, and you could see the brand. You could see Hoyt right on the side over there of that bow in Montana. And they make great products. Like I said, I don't know. I might get a Hoyt. I don't know yet. What I'm going to do is when I go to the bow shop, I'm going to pick out like 6 bows and then fire them all, right? Back to back, right? And you keep on firing them until you find the one that fits you the right way. right? Because there's a lot of things that go into it. Especially vibration, the draw length and everything. It's so involved. The sights, all that. I mean, like I said, it gets really, really involved. And that's even before, you got the arrows, you got scopes, you got stabilizers, you got all kind of stuff, whether you're target shooting, 3D shooting, hunting. There's all kind of different setups. So it gets a bit involved. It's you could get really expensive if you wanted to. And I already did by, looking at a Matthews. But they're all, if you're going for a flagship product, you want a good product, and I certainly do. So you're going to head up in that direction. Good.
So, and what are you going to shoot then?
I guarantee you picked out the most expensive one. There could be no names on wine or anything, bows, and if I pick one out, I guarantee it's the most expensive one there.
Yep. Yeah, I have that similar. I have those same failings, Neil, because I wasn't that far off the mark with this. But
Someone in the chat said, get a Hoyt.
Yeah, the Hoyt. Like I said, that one in the picture right here. This is a Hoyt. I love shooting that. I really enjoyed shooting that bow. Like I said, it's gonna be all of them. I'm gonna put Bowtech, Hoyt, Matthews. There's a couple other bows that listen. I'm not even gonna look at their names. I'm just gonna shoot them. Right. So it's sort of a blind test. So and put down like 15 arrows through each of them, start eliminating bows. Then you get to the two that, stand out, and then you just fire one after another out of it. And then you come to the one that you want. And then that's just the beginning, right? Because then they got to be
a Hoyt. And I could say, listen, back off. I don't want to Hoyt you.
How do you blind test a bow? Test it.
You blind test them by not knowing what make they are?
You don't shut your eyes?
No, you don't do that. Well, you can when you can when you're close to a target just to get the feel for it. It's like a Zen thing. You can do that. Not far away from. You don't shut your eyes, dude.
I'm just joking, but how much are these things? What are you ranging from? So, like, you've got your few you're going to test. What are the price variants like? Because we're from Nottingham, so we're trained as young boys to go out into the woods and make our own.
Yeah, this just the bow.
Yeah.
1,200.
800 quid. Bloody hell, that's
Jeez.
So yeah, and that's for the high end flagship Hoyts, Bowtech, Matthews. All great bows. But like I said, I'm going to go in there blind, just pick up a bow. Don't tell me the name of it. Some are listed. You can see some of the names are listed on the bows, especially, I've noticed a few that are on there, but I'll try to steer away from that. So I don't want to be biased. So, yep, there you go. I'll be doing that over the, go ahead.
At that bow store, you can shoot.
Yes.
Okay, so it's that big a place then.
Yeah, all you need is more or less a 20 meter, 25 meter range. Inside the range doesn't have to be wide, right?
Sure.
So yes. So I mean, it gets involved. Like I said, then you got different triggers. On this one, he's shooting just a hand wrist trigger. There's other triggers. There's hinge and thumb releases. This gets into an art and a science. So you just gotta shoot them, and you gotta practice. So I don't mind doing that. Like I said, I got the itch. It's just felt so right.
I wonder how much arrows cost.
Yep, those two. So arrows are gonna start to get into the mix. Yeah, that's a little bit down. Yep. So it's a bit involved, and like I said, you could either get hard sights. Now they got scopes. So I don't know.
You got one, right? You can't shoot them in your backyard, right?
No, I can't shoot them in my back. If I go across the street to my neighbors, I could probably shoot because they get a wood line behind them. I don't. I'm not surrounded by houses, but these are too powerful. I wouldn't want an accident.
Exactly.
Has the shooting shop got a range you can use?
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about before. Yes. Well, no, they got a range I can use for testing the bows out. I didn't ask him. I'm sure there's an archery club here since they got a few bow shops around. So there's an archery club, and I'm sure they got ranges. Some could be targets. Some could be 3D, right? Where you're out on the land shooting. So I have yet to check into that, but I will.
When you go to a club, ask them, yeah, do archers have to adjust for Coriolis?
No, they don't. I don't have to ask that question.
Do they also have to adjust for refraction? Because they don't shoot straight?
No.
He will be kicked out of that bow archery thing within a couple of seconds, I think.
That is not a straight line to the raccoon you are aiming at.
The raccoon? I'm not going to be shooting raccoons.
You should be.
They're trans panda rats. Fuckers can be quick. I got to lead them a little bit. The younger ones. The older ones, you don't have to lead them as much.
So we've been rambling about food and bows now for almost an hour.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No?
No. I enjoy it. Yeah. So I told him I got he started laughing. I called him up. I said, hey, yeah, my name's this. And I said, I run into this itch.
You did?
Yeah. He started laughing because I guess he knows. So.
Oh, okay. Maybe he's got more of these people.
Yeah. So like I said, I knew.
Panda rat problem around, you know?
There surprisingly, there is. They seem to pop up everywhere.
Yeah, we need to do something about that.
That's exactly right. That's what I said. And my wolf pups, they don't seem to mind. They're kind of liking it. They're, yeah, get into it. Wait, get the Matthews.
It's sort of a biblical name too, so that makes sense.
Yes, it does make sense, doesn't it? Yeah.
Maybe you should get the Luke and the Mark too.
We'll see.
John, you already got. That's you.
So it's going to be a lot of fun figuring out, and it depends on my draw length. I don't even know that. So I'm going into it more or less. Listen, I haven't developed any bad habits. I don't want to say completely ignorant. I've been educating myself over the past couple of weeks, just getting the vocabulary down, knowing the different parts, that sort of thing. So it's sort of exciting in that sense. I'm really looking forward to it. Now, the things, they do get expensive. I kind of knew that. I was shooting that bow. I said, this is going to be expensive. I just got a feeling about that. And I was right. So it's a little, I wouldn't say overreaching. I don't know. Golf, people, do they golf? What are golf clubs, right? And worth probably more than that bow, I would imagine.
About the same.
Really?
Good set of golf. Yeah, I think I spent about 800 quid on my set of golf clubs.
A pretty good set of golf clubs?
No, that's kind of, it's not entry range, but it's not stupid range.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, and whenever I've played golf, other than once when I was in where were we? Canary Island, I think something. Played golf once, and I nearly took a goat out. I hit it in the arse. Shouldn't have been on the course. I weren't aiming, but at least you can come home with tea. You can recoup some of that £800 you'll spend. So
yeah.
Maybe in raccoon meat, which probably isn't worth a lot, but
yeah, raccoon meat. You're on these coons, man. What?
I think I just saw the picture of you on screen there, and I think with that, once you've got the bow, right, you need that Davy Crockett hat.
You need the Davy Crockett hat.
It's the full ensemble.
What the heck is a Davy Crockett hat? Let me see.
Raccoon hat, isn't it?
Davy Crockett hat.
But I know I'm getting emus and kiwis and stuff mixed
A
up.
coonskin
Surely that's
cat.
right.
Oh, the coons. Oh, yeah. I got you. I'm
coonskin
sorry.
cat.
Yeah. You never know.
Davy Crockett has that sort of hat on, huh?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, but the tail and stuff. I like it.
Yeah, Davy Crockett was the one who made the coonskin cat popular.
Well, thanks for that. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
My flight there. Let's check this out. So let's get going. I'm not putting that up there. That's stupid looking. Bass Pro Shops too. We got the main Bass Pro Shop here, and they're closer to where I live. I can run on down there. It's only $9.99. Get the dang magnifier out of there, you knuckleheads. Oh, that's Cabela's. Why did they say Bass Pro Shop? Here you go. 1 second. Let me get back up here. Let me take that off. So, cut. There you go. Coonskin cap. Funny, they say Bass Pro Shops, coon tail cap for kids. And they have Cabela's over here. That doesn't make any darn sense, but there you go. So you think I need one of them to bow hunt? I don't think so. Too funny.
Well, we would like to see you wear one.
Dress to impress.
Yeah.
You got to dress to impress. So they're a total outfitter. So I don't think hats are part of the bow hunting experience. I'm just guessing.
Oh, come on.
Come on, what?
Yeah, why not? Just get the feel for it a little.
I got a good hat there. That's my camouflage Steeler hat.
Yeah, but actually glasses on them.
Yeah, it's got sunglasses up top there, yes.
Yeah, because you might sort of get your second set of eyes blinded.
You never know.
As far as you know.
How the heck am I going to put that damn sunglasses on the coon skin cap?
They're built in, I think.
Sunglasses are built into this. No, they're not.
Oh, look at the raccoon. He has that black sort of like shade thing over his eyes, doesn't he?
He looks like he.
Like a little,
Yeah.
like a little bandit almost.
Yeah. And your point?
Oh, that looks like glasses. Huh? So they're built in.
Oh, I see what you. Yeah, they're built into him, not to me. Gee.
Well, we can get two black eyes. I mean,
wait, you can give me two black eyes. Is that what you said?
yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks.
All right, what do we got going? Okay, so we can get off. That was really good. I like that. But before
I'd like to make a correction.
Go ahead.
It wasn't Davy Crockett who made the coonskin cat popular. It was Daniel Boone.
Daniel Boone,
first.
I figured. Yep. Correction noted.
So does that mean that if we give you that bow, then basically you're sort of like off to the archery club and shooting bow?
Yeah.
You don't get one.
Say again?
You don't get one.
You don't get no. Yeah, no. I did. It's
It's you, right? You're the sort of the what was it? Did someone say you were the queen of flat Earth?
that's a low blow.
Oh, that was he. Right? Some people might think otherwise.
Well, it's good to have a constructive hobby outside. It's a good stress reliever, and I get to feed my wolf pups.
I wonder what you will use as bullseye.
Use as a bullseye.
Yeah, not the round, red, white sort of circles, right? Might be the head of someone.
Well, that could be target. It just depends. You could do a lot of things: target, 3D, or hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could have some people's heads up there and.
No, that's a little bit barbaric.
Oh, it might be They thought me of the type to do that, maybe.
I didn't think that that was the type, that you were the type, like a barbaric Christian.
Well, you could be William Tell and shoot an apple off somebody's head.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. But he did it with a crossbow, by the way.
Ah, that's cheating. No, I'm not going for the crossbow. No.
I like the crossbow.
William Tell used a crossbow? I thought he used a bow.
Yeah, a crossbow. There was a whole series out with William Tell, and then he used it.
I think I know that story.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Well, I think it's mid Europe story, basically.
What about Robin Hood?
No, that's English. And William Tell is more like, I think it's more like Austrian, Swiss sort of, that sort of, or Germany.
Wasn't Robin Hood from Nottingham, from where Adam's from?
That's Robin Hood. He used a regular bow, didn't he?
Yeah, he used a recurve. It's just a recurve bow he used, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember, Bay. Why does he shoot it off? He has to shoot the apple off his son's head. There's a purpose. I can't remember what he gets for it now, but...
Well, they held his son, right? And he had to do that to show off his skills, basically. And they hoped that he would shoot his son.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
For sort of a punishment, basically.
Right. He surprised them all, didn't he?
Because he was a good shooter, right?
Yeah. Somebody put in the Ballbusters live stream, once you shoot an elite, there's nothing else. Yeah, I've heard of them, and that will be on my list of bows to shoot also. So the elite.
It's totally. I've just got the thing here. It's totally. I'll read it, but it's totally to do with the elite. According to the legend, the Swiss patriot William Tell shot an apple from his son's head after refusing to pay homage to the Habsburg, which is the power transfer from the Roman Empire, isn't it, into the royal elites of the Europeans. So Tell was forced to submit to the test of marksmanship.
Yep. See?
Interesting. It's Habsburg.
And I did it all by my memory, right? Good, huh? It's sort of the same story as Robin Hood sort of thing, I think, that he usually used. Yeah. He became a fugitive afterwards.
That's a good movie.
And that's all series about, right? Because they had these guys following the guy. And that William Tell rode a white horse. And I was sort of like, back in the day, as a little girl, it was my idol, right? Like a sort of a knight on a horse, like a white horse.
Huh.
Hey, Adam, did you see that it was during the time of the transition from Roman Empire to the British Empire?
No.
Oh.
No,
oh, okay, sorry.
I'm relating to the Habsburg. So you get the European royal elite families. So the collapse of the Holy Roman Empire, which used to rule all of Northern Europe, you then get the transfer into disparate families all tied together. The Habsburgs being one of them at the early 1314s, I think. Not the British, nothing to do. The British Empire's the British Empire and those things are the transfer of power from those elite systems into what would then be the New World Order of the 1800s.
Would that be the time around King Arthur then?
Now, King Arthur's fictional and made up. Well, he's not fictional. He's fictional for the British. So it's Geoffrey of Monmouth that first mentions 700s. But the tales only emerge after Crusaders come back. So I think the understood emergence of the King Arthur tales within Britain is that it's pretty much with the Palestinian tales, as a lot of it will allude to, even within the old stories, they tend to take price in foreign parts, being Palestine. But what you see is a transposition of those tales that the Templars would have come back with, and they get written into folklore. And then, like I say, it's about 1100 that you first see tales of King Arthur written into British literature. But before that, it doesn't exist at all. And like I say, it's traceable. I mean, fundamentally, tales of King Arthur relate to Christ. So the transference of the allegorical tales of the disciples and stuff, hence all the round table stuff and that. But that's a long discussion to go into that.
Yeah. Let's get off that discussion. I want to head over to, I wanted to show you before we're going to talk a little bit about Experiment, little Prelude, the BALLBUSTERS this Saturday. But before we do, I'm going to give you a little peek into on the wrong end or the business end of that V3. So here it is. Let's do that again. I love that. Hold up. So everyone ready? So here we go. Here's the business end of that V3. That was one of the best. I just came across that earlier today, and I said, damn, that was the first one I came across where it had that view, and you could see the arrow come down. Let's do it one more time. Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah. Had to do that. So that's the business end. Everyone got that? Everyone clear? Yeah, that's what it would look like if it was coming at you. Somebody said wicked. All right, let's see what we got. Everyone see that in there? You like that?
Is that LEDs in the back of the arrows?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah, too funny. All right, yeah, like I said, I want to jump into just a little bit before we go. Just like I said, a prelude to BALLBUSTERS on Saturday. And it'll be, like I said, we're continuing with the scientific method. Right, and I didn't want to do this presentation last week because everyone was every which way. So we'll get back heavy into it on Saturday. So let's pull it up. It's not going to be that long. We're just going to go over the importance of experiment. Get everyone ready for this Saturday. Sound good?
Correct me if I'm wrong, John. Were we meant to do hypothesis? Was that meant to be last Saturday?
Yeah, we were going to do, yes. Yep. Experiment, hypothesis, yes. Yep.
Cool. All one in the same. Yep. All
right. They're going to be, we're going to go over, like I said, the hypothesis is just beneath this. We'll just go over experiment here just as a, like a forerunner for, we'll go back over it on Saturday and we'll be dead into it. So, and I've talked about this before. The king of the scientific method is experiment. Duh. So whenever you get around my scientific method, make sure you understand that it's mine. That my scientific method, the poster child, the quintessential attribute, the pinnacle, the full Monty is experiment. So you can't get around not having experiment in my scientific method. Or any of the thousands and trillions of other scientific methods. First, you got to figure out the difference between plural and singular. I know the trans panda rats have problems with that. But you must have experiment. There are 3 indispensable steps of my scientific method. The biggest one is the end of it, the experiment. It's birthed from the queen hypothesis, which is birthed from the first step, the scientific method, observing natural phenomena. The critical, indispensable steps of my method, the scientific method, is observing natural phenomena, formulation of a hypothesis, and experiment. You can't get to step 3 without the first 2 steps. It's non sequitur if you don't have the first 2 steps. Like I said, you cannot have science or natural science without these 3. 66% of the experiment is hypothesis. 50% of the hypothesis is natural phenomena observed. That, folks, can't get around it. Right? And remember, from the University of Rochester Physics Lab, the scientific method distinguishes science from other forms of explanation because of its requirement of systematic experimentation. So, you can't have this, you see that, without the requirement that. Very simple. It's not that confusing. You must have experiment. An experiment is a hypothesis test. So before you have the experiment, you have to have the hypothesis. From Lieu's, e.g., Introduction in Theory and Application of Molecular and Quantum Mechanics, the final arbiter of truth in science is experiment. From Professor Shankar, Chair of Physics at Yale, the only way things change in physics is experiments. Everything that leaves no question about what is and what is not science. If everything, there's no loopholes. Everything is based on experiment. That's the only way we change our mind. It's either indirectly or directly associated with this puppy. If it's not science. You're not doing science. Natural science. From Richard Feynman, if it doesn't agree with experiment, it's wrong. Huh. And that simple statement is the key to science. So what Dick's trying to tell you here is, if you don't have the key, you can't enter the science room. What is that key? Experiment. Got to have it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You must have it. From Max Planck, see, we're not dealing. These are big guys. We're not playing any games here. You got Feynman, you got Max Planck, right? Chair of Physics at Yale, Shankar. These are big guys, man. They ought to know what they're talking about. So, from Max Planck, experiment is the only means of knowledge at our disposal. He's talking about in the context of natural science. Experiment is the only means of knowledge at our disposal. Everything else is poetry and imagination. He's correct. In natural science, this is all you have. Experiment. Everything, like I said, is, if it's not directly the experiment, it's indirectly leading to the experiment. Back to the University of Rochester Physics Labs. There's no way around this. The scientific method requires that a hypothesis be ruled out or modified if its predictions are clearly and repeatedly incompatible with experimental tests. Further, no matter how elegant a theory is, its predictions must agree with experimental results if we are to believe that it is a valid description of nature. In physics, as in every experimental science, well, experimental science is redundant. You can't have a non-experimental science. That doesn't make any sense. I digress. Experiment is supreme. This is very important, this last part. And experimental verification of hypothetical predictions is absolutely necessary. I don't know how any more clear that they can get. I don't know. How are you going to get around that? You're going to try, Baltards, you're going to try to Elmer Fudd your way. You're not going to be able to do it. We're going to start friggin' laughing at you. Right? What we've been doing for the past 5 years anyway. So, what is an experiment? This is one of my favorite questions I ask people. Right? I've been doing it for a long time. I haven't done it in the past few months, but I might whip it back out again. Experiment from Penn State. There should be 3 categories of variables in every experiment. So my question is, what are the 3 constituent parts of a scientific experiment? It's a very simple question, right? I think in over 4 years, I'll make it 3 years that I've been asking this, I've gotten the correct answer one time. And the one time wasn't from a ball-tard, by the way. So it's a very simple question. You got your dependent, independent variable. You get these two from the hypothesis. The only addition is your constant or controls that are added to the experiment to make it an experiment. Right? Dependent variable, independent variable, controls are constants. Experimentation, this is from explorable.com, their research organization. Shocking, there are 3 important variables you have to remember when you are designing your experiment. Independent, dependent, control. From Institute of Physics, when planning an investigation, students need to identify the variables that they consider significant and then select the ones they want to look at for what? Cause and effect. That's all an experiment adjudicates, or natural cause and effect relationships. How, why questions. That's all it can do. Why? Because the independent variable is the cause factor and the dependent variable is the effect. It's always going to be a cause and effect. Always. You're not going to find a what is question, a measurement question, an equation in the scientific method. It's non sequitur. You're in the category error. It's stupid. Right? You're always going after a natural cause and effect relationship, just like they just told you from the Institute of Physics, for goodness sakes. I'm not the Institute of Physics. If possible, any other variables that will affect the outcome of the experiment need to be kept constant during the investigation. Yeah, the constant ones are controls. They're interchangeable. Right? So a what is question's not going to fit in here. Right? Is the Earth a sphere or round? That's not going to, or a sphere or flat. That's not going to fit in here. Right? Because that's a what is question. How much does something weigh? We can get into the weight because they don't even know what that means. How much something weighs is not a scientific endeavor. There's no hypothesis. It's non sequitur. Anything on that order, what something is, that doesn't fit here. It's not science. You can get to what something is for it to be true. It's just not science. It doesn't go through the scientific method. Even from Wiki, from their alma mater, an experiment is a procedure carried out to support, refute, or validate a hypothesis. Experiments provide insight into what? Cause and effect. Duh. By demonstrating what outcome occurs when a particular factor is manipulated. I wonder what that factor is right there. Probably a mystery. Unbelievable. From McClellan Kristen, Nature of Science and the Scientific Method. Experiment. Once the hypothesis has been established, it is time to test it. The process of experimentation is what sets science apart from other disciplines. Where did we hear that before? Right? Where did we hear that? That's what we started off at, didn't we? From the University of Rochester Physics, right here. The scientific method distinguishes science from other forms of explanation because of its requirement of systematic experimentation. From the University of Rochester Physics Labs, right? That's where we heard that before. They're saying the same thing. The process of experimentation is what sets science apart from other disciplines. So they're on the same sheet of music, right? With my scientific method. I'm proud of them. And it leads to discoveries every day. An experiment is designed to do what? Prove or disprove the hypothesis. That's what you're in the business for. If you're a scientist, that's your business. Duh. If your prediction is correct, you will not be able to reject the hypothesis. Right, because if your prediction's correct, you validated the alternative hypothesis, thrown out, rejected the null, you're done. It's over. All over. Unless there is a flaw in the experimental design, then it's not that you're going to find out more information later. It's either black or white, 1 or 0, yes or no. That's it. No question. Oh, if we get more information later, it may change. No. That's pseudoscience. Hogwash. Right? Not in an experiment. The only way you can refute an experiment is to find a flaw in the design. Now, it's not impossible to do that, by the way. Right? I've done that a few times myself. But that's the only way you can do it. And if your experimental design is right on 100%, it's impossible to overturn it. That's just the way it's set up. It's a well-da, right? So there you go. That's your prelude into, because this is going to be a very important one. This is going to concentrate on experiment, hypotheses. I think independent variables are in here. We'll see what else that we can get into. But there's your prelude. Comments, questions?
I've just got one really quite pertinent. What's going off in the chat is a bit of Cavendish chitty chatter. Cavendish not being Cavendish experiment.
Cavendish?
Yeah. Just with regards to what you said, is the experiment the thing for you to first of all conjure up the phenomena?
No.
For you to then science the shit out of it? Or should you already have your phenomena, yeah, already there, that you're then going to use the experiment to isolate variables, control, independence, yeah, so that you can then apply the scientific method to it within the experiment? Seems to be a point that going off here, that in the chat, like I said, that there's a lack of recognition that we can't have the actual phenomena being conjured within the experiment.
No. What the problem is they're out there and they're fermenting the raccoons and they're taking a little bit too much of the coon juice. That's the problem. Yeah, you don't conjure the phenomena inside the experimental site. It goes step by step. Natural phenomena, that's where you get your dependent variable from, the effect. That's always the first step. You don't conjure anything, you can't do it. In fact, Niels Bohr tells you can't do that. It doesn't work. And then you come up with the cause that formulates the hypothesis. The next step is the experiment. So it must go in that order. It can't go in any other order. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Newton's apple went from, simply from my perspective, up to down to the ground. Okay, and that's what they're trying to pretend here. This application of force, that's attracting the apple that's up there down. What we do in the Cavendish is turn it on its side. So we're not even representing the reality of what we're supposed to be purporting the force is. And then we imagineer something. And this is the point I'm trying to get to, that we have to have this observation in reality first before we take it to experiment.
That's correct.
With regards to Cavendish, I've never seen two balls hanging anywhere where they're attracted together. Well, gents' locker room excluded, but there's not the observation that you can then, and this is the point, then take to the experiment. The experiment is there to try and isolate all the variables that could be affecting this thing so that you have some certainty. And the better the experiment, the better it isolates just both taking all the side effects that could be occurring in just dealing with the independent and dependent variables. That's the best experiment, where it just isolates the effects of those. Yeah, that's the point of the experiment. It's not there to, with regards to Cavendish, and there is no better example for me with regards to pseudoscience as of the Cavendish experiment, because it is the prime example of conjuring your own phenomena to and extrapolate on something you never see or observe in reality in the natural world. You then try and draw it to conclusion from your apparatus, which is not the purpose of the apparatus.
Correct. Yeah, and it's 106 year out of date pseudoscience. Anyway, Mitchell, you wanted to chime in on it?
Yeah, I was going to say this is an important point, because if you are conjuring the observed phenomenon in the first instance, then it is never going to be natural. That is the criteria. It has to be natural phenomenon. If you are conjuring it, it is man-made.
Or it's not. It's just non sequitur. You can but you can conjure unicorns. That's not man-made. I'm following what you're saying. I got you. Right? It's man-made in a sense. It's conjured in the imagination. I'm tracking with you. Okay.
Yeah, my point is, yeah, it's not natural, and that's the criteria. It has to be natural. Can't be synthetic, supernatural, man-made. Has to be natural.
Oh, they have a big problem with that. Before you get into that, Adam, they have a huge problem, and I've isolated it a couple times in the numpty clips. They think there are only two categories that everything falls into. Either natural, and then they say supernatural. They think the Baltards, I'm telling you, as a collective, this isn't a stereotype. They all say this in unison. Everyone I've talked to has problems with this. The Baltards. I haven't met one that hasn't. So they all think that there's only two categories, natural and the opposite, supernatural. Number one, the opposite of natural is not supernatural. The opposite or antonym of natural is synthetic. That is man-made. There are three categories that things fall into. I've done this presentation a number of times. You guys you got that cognitive dissonance mud caked over your eyes and, I don't know, some coon juice in your ears because you're just not getting this. And every time you come out of your little echo chambers and start splurting this stuff out, you're getting your ass handed to you. And the reason is, and I'm just sitting back laughing, because everyone knows, as soon as I say synthetic, your whole claim comes crashing down like Humpty Dumpty, right? Easily. Right? As soon as I say, and it's funny, I say, well, can you define synthetic? And you can hear the hesitation, right? Whenever I catch them, because sometimes they're stupid enough to say, and sometimes I'm real clandestine about it. I'll be just sitting in the back and they won't hear me in the hangout, and they'll come in and they'll say, well, there's only two choices, natural and supernatural. Right? And then I just jump on them quick. And I just ask them, define synthetic. And then you could hear it, right? After the hesitation, it's like, they're searching, right? Because it's so simple to defeat these numpty dipshits. But go on. Sorry for rambling. It's important, though.
Just following from what Mitchell said there, it's man-made. It is, because the phenomena is observed not in nature, it's observed in your setup. Yeah? So you set the experiment up. Now, if your experiment...
No, it's not. No, stop, Adam. No, it's not an experiment. You didn't even get to the experiment. You can't go to the experiment without...
No.
You're following.
The word experiment wasn't relating to the Cavendish when I used it there.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go ahead.
If your experiment is set up, then if you were to observe these sorts of things in a proper experiment, like this, we've got, my bulbs are attracting each other, yeah? Then that's an error. And before you went to validating your experiment, you try and deal with that. So I've got a torsion bar with balls hanging off it, yeah? Now, if those balls are attracting each other, it means my torsion bar is not balanced. Hence why you get more and more accurate. There's nothing with a zero torsion bar. So the point within, particularly Cavendish, is that what it actually demonstrates is the control variables that you try and control and reduce to a minimum. And what you've actually got with Cavendish is exactly what Mitchell said, which is a man-made effect. The effect we can't define, yeah, because we're not sure exactly which bit of the equipment is faulty that causes this oscillation, and yeah, but we can say that the effect is man-made, that there may be a natural cause underlying it, but the effect is because fundamentally that bit of equipment that we're observing this individual phenomena in is man-made, and therefore it's not scienceable because we've not observed it in the natural world first.
Yes, sir.
I like Cavendish. It's a very good exemplar of the scientific method. I know they love to bring it to us first, but it's one of the things again that's going to bite them on the bum.
Oh yeah, and it's talked about in all the ancillary forums, all the Baltard forums. What they do is they listen to the what their crayon munching leaders say, and they just incessantly parrot it, even if they don't understand. Obviously, they don't understand it, but they'll just parrot it, and people want to stop them, the leaders, from doing that. I love it. So they're leaders of their Discord forums and their channels and stuff. You keep listening to this over and over again in your echo chambers. I absolutely love it when you jump out of your echo chambers and start gawking those damn things you heard from your leaders. It's flame throwing time. Right? I love it. I can't wait. And I know where pretty much everyone's at. So I know all their ideologies. Train wreck ideologies. Sometimes I lose my patience and I anticipate it, right? But I pretty much know where everyone's at. So I just sit back and wait. And it's not only me. It's like I said, it's your regular rank and file flat earthers are just flame throwing your dumbasses. Yeah, a good example. One of the examples that I have here, and it was from Katz and Numpty, Ranty, and Ruhif. I haven't seen that Tower, Biggie, Mountain, Smalley proof not one time from anyone other than those three numpties. Has anyone heard that argument brought to them since it came out? Anyone?
Which one?
That's what I'm talking about. The Tower, Biggie, Mountain, Smalley one, the Blackpool Swan. No, I have yet to be presented with that argument, that claim, by anyone else besides those three numpties. So they're definitely not parroting that one. Right, which is, I can't believe, I don't know why I'm sitting there. Well, if it's such a great argument, why aren't you guys parroting? Even the numpties aren't parroting it. You know, the mouth-breathing knuckle draggers. So that's a dead giveaway right away. But it's a lot of fun, especially the supernatural and natural one. That's a lot of fun. Or time being an independent variable. Because what you'll find is, I love it. It's a perfect setup. Because if you type in, into Google or Wiki, time as an independent variable, you're going to get many citations, right, from people saying time can be an independent variable. But they're so stupid, right? They just take the headline, but they don't think about it. Because where they're getting their citations from, most of these people are friggin' numpties, right? So when I break it down and try to put time as an independent variable, it's a belly laugher. So the moral of the story here is be careful of citations, using citations themselves as just arguments. A citation isn't an argument. A citation or citations help support your arguments, but they by themselves are mere baseless assertion fallacies. I don't care who they come from on their surface, unless that person that you cited from supports, i.e. demonstrates what he just said. If he doesn't, that's just a baseless assertion fallacy. I don't care who it is. Richard Feynman, Professor Shankar. If you can't demonstrate, if they haven't demonstrated that the substance within the citation, then and if you cite them, it is now your responsibility to be able to support their claim. Because if you can't support it, it's just a baseless assertion fallacy. You could cite it till the cows come home. Because the important thing here is that citations are not the argument, you numpties. Everyone knows that. If you've graduated high school, you know this. Let alone university. You've never been within earshot of a university of any worth. You're just a clumsy, numpty dipshit. I'm going to tear you apart. Quick. So keep on parroting what your leaders tell you. They're just like big watermelon-sized hanging curveballs, right? I just take my nail spike Louisville Slugger and just wait on you. Thanks. Go ahead, Mitchell. You wanted to add something?
Yeah, time being an independent variable, that's one of the ones that you hear people like Fight the Flat Earth, Craig, say time can be an independent variable. Can you show me time being manipulated, Craig, or anyone else? It is not something that can be manipulated. Just because you're determining the length of what you want to call time of doing something, the length of the experiment, the length of observing something, that's not manipulating time. You have to be able to physically manipulate it, rewind it, stop it, pause it, fast forward it. Can you do anything with time?
Nope.
It's a concept. It's not something that you can touch, feel, smell, see. It is a concept. Time, you have to show it to us first, and then be able to manipulate it. It is just a cluster screw at that point.
Yeah, it is. You can even stop before that, because there's 3 criterion that in order to have an independent variable, it must meet 3 criterion. Number 1, the most important criterion, it's your presumed cause. Right? That's the first criterion. So you can stop right there and say, okay, what does time cause? Directly. Nothing. Yours is good because you can't, everyone gets them into the manipulation part, and it's really good too. I'm not trying to steer you away from that, because that's one of the other criterion. The third one is it has to demonstrably exist, but that's not part of this context right here, just the first 2. So time doesn't cause anything. Time doesn't cause the turkey to cook. Right? It doesn't do that. It's not Schrodinger's turkey. Shout out to Indio over at 24/7. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Schrodinger's turkey, it's not going to... Go ahead.
If time caused anything, it would have to cause everything, wouldn't it?
Yes, because you can't get out of it. Yes. It's stupid anyway. You got it right, Scrat. You're exactly right. I go over this in the presentation too. You would never have another independent variable. Everything would be caused by time, which is moronic. Right? Time is just... Go ahead, Mitchell. Yep.
There'll be no need for scientific inquiry.
Exactly.
If time causes everything, that is the cause of everything. Why will we have a scientific method to determine the cause of an effect when time causes everything? It is so moronic.
It is moronic, yeah. It's a real belly laugher. But, like I said, you'll find many citations from many different places saying time's an independent variable, right? They'll either have, I think most of them have them on, they'll do the graphing thing, right? They think a graph is like a scientific experiment or something. I don't know. They're smoking coon juice. They'll have it on the x-axis or something. Well, you move time in this way. Yeah. Well, you can't manipulate time. Are you Doc Brown? No. And it doesn't cause anything like Schrodinger's turkey, right? It doesn't do anything. It's the concept here. Let me define it for you for the 697,875th time, baltards. Time is the conceptual medium in which all the events in what we call the universe take place in. That's all it is. Right? You can't bend it. You can't work. You can't physically manipulate a concept. Right? You can't bend love. Right? It's not gonna do it. Or freedom. You're not gonna be able to do that. So on its face, it's a reification fallacy, belly laughingly so. So we love it when but most people get into the argument when somebody says time's an independent variable, it just goes down the tubes like in 5 seconds, and it's a constant argument for 30 minutes. Don't. Have them put it in a hypothesis, flat earthers. Give us the hypothesis with time as the independent variable. So just pick an effect, right? Beard growth. So time causes my beard to grow? It gets stupid, right? Anything you put as the dependent variable and then have time as the independent variable, it's a train wreck. Grammatically, at the least, it's a belly laugher. So that tells you right away to have them put it in a hypothesis. Now you're going to have to explain to them what a hypothesis is. So you have to know that. Right? But have them put it in. Go ahead. Okay, time's an independent variable. Give us an example. Hypothesis, please. No, we want the hypothesis statement. And if you're smart, you'd have them write it down. Or you write it down. Have a piece of paper and a pen. and make sure they say it a number of times so it's clear, so they can't back out of it. All right? That's how you play that little game. Then just crush them. Yeah, but no one's going to do that. I haven't heard anyone do that, by the way. No flat earthers will do it. They'll go off on some other tangent. And it's okay if you bring up the manipulation part. I got it. Yeah, you're correct. I would just stop and prosecution rested cause. But that's just me.
Yeah, you can cut it off at the legs. You don't need to argue with them. If you want a bit of fun, yeah, go ahead and argue with them. But yeah, cut it off at the legs.
Yeah, that's for fun if you want to play. If you want to, your wolf pups aren't that hungry, right? You already fed them some trans panda rats. You're good. You can play around with them a little bit. That's fine. I don't mind. But in the end, you're done, baltards. Every single argument you have, it's like an drunken Elmer Fudd argument. Like Mr. Magoo's blushing. Every single argument you have. I can't think of one that's not. Most of your leaders don't even know what a circle is. Or a radius. That's how bad it is out there. So I don't know what you're going to do. You're in the corner, man. It's like shooting pregnant hippos in a fishbowl. To be perfectly honest with you. Could do it in my sleep. All right, let's wrap it up. Final thought. Flat Arthur. He's back. Betty, you still here?
Yeah.
Let's go through. You take the con, man. Let's go through. Let's get everyone's final thoughts. Let's wrap it on up.
Okay, I see Flat Arthur on top.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him in no pun intended, coon's age.
Flat Arthur, are you there?
He's probably sleeping. We probably went over our time limit because he's pretty late over there, I think.
Yeah. Oh, he went for a snack with his bow and shot some coon.
Hey, stop with the coon shooting.
I blame Adam.
Do they shoot bows over there in India?
I wonder.
That's a question. But, well, I'll write that down. I'll get back with Flat Earther because he's sleeping. Flat Earther, wake up!
You need to shout his name, not his wake up thing.
Yeah. We can move on. He's cool.
All right. Okay. Next up is Fleric. Hi, Fleric.
Hi there.
You have anything to add to the last bit of the show?
Yeah, indeed. I didn't get everything of the show. Thanks, though. I was busy. I got the part when we discussed the scientific method and so on. And I'd like to add one citation here from the physicist Henry Becquerel, I think, regarding the Michelson-Morley experiment.
That's not an experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. May I edit?
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Are you in BALLBUSTERS live stream?
Sorry?
Are you in BALLBUSTERS live stream? It's the text chat associated with the VC here. So
I'm from my mobile and reading from a different screen, so I would just read out one.
Oh, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Yep.
He says, in Michelson's experiment, everything appears as if the Earth were motionless. The disagreement between experiment and theory is brutal. And I think this fits perfectly on what we discussed regarding if it doesn't agree with experimentation, it's wrong, I just wanted to add that. Thanks.
Yeah, if it was an experiment, that would be right, but Michelson-Morley's not an experiment.
Yeah, I was going to say, whilst the logical conclusions with the presupposition within the Michelson-Morley setup and what it may or may not show, it's certainly not science. Yeah, fundamentally, we weren't affecting rotation, were we? We weren't manipulating that, and that's what we'd be hoping to show within the change in the apparatus. Not confirmation, really, isn't it? If this, then it means this, without being able to vary it or manipulate it.
Hey, shout out to Witsit out there. Witsit gets it. What's up, man? I just moseyed on over to chat, so I missed you up there. So shout out to Witsit, man. He's killing it. So sorry about that, Adam.
No, shout out Witsit. Hope he's doing all right. I've not seen much of him since him doing a bit of a me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
play, bro.
I'm sorry, I went on mute. He's doing a little bit of the you. that's yeah. I had a little shout out with that. That was how long ago was that, Adam?
2019, October 2019.
Was it 29? Wow, that was how time just flies, man.
Everything then got locked down, didn't it? The flat Euro tour finished and Christmas hit, and then it all shut down, didn't it? That was the kind of last time I hit the streets.
Yeah, that was. I wasn't ready for that. He pulled a U.
No, fair play. I thought it was brilliant. I love the way he stood his ground. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Yep.
But kept making the points, which is the best thing. You're pulling the crowd, so you may as well keep making the points. I thought fair play with it. All I did was get punched in the nuts and dragged off to a cop shop. You know? You'll seem a lot more civilized.
Yeah. His was a little. I think a little. I don't think we seen it all, but I don't think they punched him in the jewels.
That's one ball that was flat for a bit.
Oh, geez, here we go. Betty, save us.
How?
Yeah, I don't know. I said save us. I didn't give you the technique.
No. Shall I get my bow?
Oh, brother, you don't got a. They don't bow. What? They don't do any bows in the Netherlands.
Well, we have the old-fashioned ones, not these intricate.
That's incorrect. That's incorrect, by the way. I seen some championships held in the Netherlands with compound bows, so you're wrong.
Yeah, the thing is, I've never. Once you showed me that one, you shooting that such a thing, I've never seen them before.
Right. A lot of people say that. Yep.
The bows and the other ones, the normal ones. Yeah. It is not really a bow, right? Because a bow, it sounds like you have to have a curve in it, right? So,
yes.
Not that strange sort of backwards curve.
Yeah, you have to, when you're talking about it, you just have to say what type of bow that you're talking about, either recurve or compound. You just have to set that off at the beginning, and then you should be good to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Each has its own sort of intricacies, I think, with
yes.
How it is.
Yes, it takes different expertise. I've seen some recurve. Now, the recurves are not going to be as powerful as the compounds.
But I think back in the day, they shot those, right?
Yeah, the recurves, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be with the curve more, right? Because they are not that fast, but they can go far.
Oh, you can be. I've seen people shoot those recurves. They are really good. So, yeah.
I thought we were talking about the scientific method here.
Yeah, we got back into the bow talk. That's an easy way to get me off my game. I just go right into it. It's easy.
Yeah, I got a Mothy's game. Let me go to the next. Do you want to go to Mitchell already?
Nah, we'll hold up for Mitchell at the end. He can take us home.
Okay, so then Neil, you have something to add, to say about any of the topics? Or are you also asleep?
He's not sleeping. He's working or on the road or something.
Neil, we miss you. Come back to us, please.
No, Neil.
No, Neil. Okay. Okay, then we go to someone that I don't know. And he says who? Let me see if I can unmute you. Hello? Do you want to add something? Person that names himself says who?
Says who?
Who?
Yeah. Questions, comments, concerns, anything really.
Microphone.
Yeah.
I guess not. Okay.
Okay.
Now
Now,
we go to the next scratch. It's flat.
yeah, Mr. Question Guy. What do you got for us today?
Well, the one I was trying to think of, or I was thinking of over the last couple of weeks, it really doesn't have anything to do with the scientific method. But, okay, according to the bulb paradigm, light can travel forever.
What?
Apparently light can travel forever because we see stars from
No.
supposedly trillions of miles.
That's all. That's a whole train wreck right there.
Well, I know, and my point is, according to theirs, light can travel forever, and it curves through the atmosphere. It follows perfectly around the curve of the Earth through the atmosphere. If that's true, then wouldn't the sun have to be visible all the time because its light would always curve around the Earth? Wouldn't they have to have it that way?
You're conflating two assumptions there. The first being...
Well, I know, that's what I'm saying is...
let me explain. The first being that light travels infinitely in a vacuum. Yeah, that's the first bit of their assumption for them to be able to put the stars at those infinite distances. And that's why light has to travel forever in a vacuum, because they need to be that far away. That's the only reason it's presumed it does, because it has to comport to the heliocentric model. That's the first objection. You know what I mean, Scott? They've not proven that, have they? But I know where you're getting. But I think from there to defend that position, that's not a vacuum in terms of circular, like eventually being able to see up your backside. If you had a telescope, which I think is where you're going, that you should be able to do that, shouldn't you? If you had a powerful enough telescope, and because light bends, you should be able to see the back of your own head looking at the telescope on a ball, shouldn't you?
Oh, brother.
Okay, well, if that's true, then why don't we see the sun always?
No, it's not true. That's the point I'm saying. But that's the point that you take it to for the ridiculum. These things to be imagined.
Well, I thought that's what they actually claimed. Didn't Rumpus claim that?
Rumpus did, Buns, back in the old Isle of Man days. Yeah, that's what he said. With the powerful enough telescope, you could look at your own backside. I think that may not be an exact quote, but the point being the same. Yeah, they have. I think they have claimed that in the past. I think that's sort of stuff now that they'd shy away from, because fundamentally, for it to do that, it requires doesn't it? It needs a 7/6 bending rate.
You're gonna need R for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna need a lot more, because there was, I think I counted 4 begging the question fallacy train wrecks in that. But I understand what you're saying, Scrat. You're just trying to represent them.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Now back to the scientific method. I think I mentioned this once before, a while back, but my son, when he was in 5th grade, he actually learned the scientific method. His teacher even had a song about it, and it explained it perfectly, the method and everything, all the dependent, independent, controlled, and all that stuff. So they teach them the method, but then they gave them examples of experiments that they were supposed to do, and half of them weren't even experiments. They didn't follow the method.
Yes.
And that is frustrating. It's like, okay, he wanted to do one that wasn't. I said, hold on, this is for science. You should pick one that's actually a scientific experiment. But he didn't want to do it. So
right. That's the problem that you run into, Scrat. I experienced that same thing. They taught the scientific method surprisingly correctly, and I can only. My daughter it was a longer time. I can't exactly remember what went down with that, but with my son, a little bit more recent, they taught him the scientific method correctly, and they did the same thing you just said. Then he had experiment problems, and I said, well, wait a second. They taught you the right way. You know what an independent and dependent variable is. Then I asked them, for the independent and dependent variables that they've given you, are they valid independent and dependent variables? We both looked at each other. We said, no. But we still had to complete the problem. But he readily recognized it. I didn't have to tell him. Right? He said, it's not making any sense. So I know right where you're coming from, Scott. Yes.
All right.
Yep. Is that all you got?
That's pretty much. Well, as of for right now, yeah.
That was that was pretty weak, I'd have to admit.
Well, I've actually been really distracted a lot lately. Like I'm actually quite upset. I missed Debbie's show on the scripture. I've been listening to books lately while I'm driving, and I got into a really good one, and I totally forgot all about her show because I was involved with the book. So
right.
But so sorry, Betty. I really wanted to be part of that, but I just totally forgot.
Well, you can always look back. I mean, that's okay.
It's
next Thursday.
And next Thursday, yes, this coming Thursday, Betty is going to go ahead and present again. And Scrat, if you just go on the channel and go to the playlist, that's where the money is. So if you go to the playlist, because then you can drill down much quicker. Betty has her own playlist, Betty's presentations. So just go there and they'll pop up.
Well, I actually want to be part of the discussion.
Oh, we can't. No, you wouldn't have been able to do that anyway. Betty doesn't want to have anyone part of the discussion.
Come on, that doesn't want to. It's better to just present it for the first time. Maybe I want to go into presentation over and with panel, but I just want to have some presentations just out there so that we can maybe discuss them later on. I just want to have my thoughts out. So to speak.
Right. When she gets more comfortable, Scrat.
Sorry.
When she gets more comfortable with it, then I'm sure she's probably going to open up the panel. In other words,
okay.
I think there's a lot to discuss afterwards, but I don't think the points Betty's raising are putting to discuss afterwards. I'm enjoying what's being and respect to Betty. Yeah, because I think it takes a lot of nuts to stand up and give your interpretation of scripture. I think you've got to be very, very brave and very researched in your opinion to be able to do so. And I don't want to discuss it at every point, but I wasn't discussing Betty's bits with people afterwards. What I enjoyed about the show was sitting and just listening to Betty's understanding. Yeah, and that Betty's somebody I respect in many ways. So to listen to her understanding the scripture is what I'm interested in, because that's learning for me. How another person I respect, how they interpret the text and how they see it, and the viewpoint that's given, I value. So I look forward to the next, not to engage directly with Betty's viewpoint, just to continue learning, because this is considered. It's like Paula stuff. This is considered stuff. I don't think they will sit together in synergy, and that's what's going to be beautiful. Listening to considered, researched, honest appraisal, and how an individual views that text. It doesn't need, for me, any direct criticism of the interpretation given. I think that's something that only brave people do. So respect that.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. Nice of you to say so. The first presentation was a lot of reading. It's going to be a build-up. We need to first lay the foundations, I think, of how I see things, and this is what I read first, right? And I love those first stories of these pioneers like Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. Right? I see them as sort of pioneers in a new country and meeting up with enemies and good people and good places, right? So and encounters with God, and that's something that I like. And so when I read that first, that stuck with me, and I like the names of the places that I've been, and it sort of screams at you like you want to know everything, right? So it's a build up basically, and therefore I'm not so into the discussing immediately. I want to do that maybe after the a couple of presentations that I've done, and then at least people know, because this is a broad subject. You know, it's so immense that you can be talking about the Bible your whole life and still not be done. So I think it's important to know a little bit of the foundation of my thoughts, and then we can maybe discuss others as well. And maybe there's some little gifts that we can give one another that are sort of in these presentations or in someone else's. And that's what I want. Just discuss.
Hey, I think even though we're just saying there's a fellowship there, and to quote your first channel, in that and in fellowship there is a blessing. Yeah, and that's what I enjoyed on Thursday.
Yeah. But then again, we have one last person in the list. If we're gonna go through,
are we gonna get to the end here anytime soon?
Yeah,
keep pimping Betty's new awesome show.
Great analogy, metaphor.
Thanks. Okay, we go to the last person. Vegan Games. I'm gonna unmute you. You've been waiting a long time, maybe. You want to add something? Want to say something? The new guy.
Hey, how are there no videos of the ISS being made?
Again?
The ISS, how is there no video of it being made?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that in itself a proof?
It's probably because it doesn't exist.
I mean, that should be one of the biggest points of discussion outside the scientific method. I mean, this thing should be filmed from 100 different angles.
There should be a lot going on with the ISS that's not going on. So yeah, I agree with you.
If somebody did produce film footage of this thing that purports to be up there, what would that prove? Would we be able to validate that the footage is the same thing? Because, you know, frankly, we've got it now. Yeah, they say there's a light in the sky that you can see, and then they show you footage from it, people drinking water, floating in the sky, throwing tennis balls around, growing space lettuce. They show you these things. Just if they were to provide you with a even closer up shot instead of just a dot transiting the sky, would that be any more real validity, or just?
Well, it should be documented from start to finish. It's one of the most, greatest achievements we've ever made. Supposedly, it should be, documented completely.
No, that's a different point in terms of its complete lack of validation. But
and there should be video of a spaceman leaving an airlock to go out to space. I mean, these things should exist.
Look, we're getting ahead of ourselves. It would be nice to just see a continuous link of something going through the atmosphere, or use their terminology, and transiting to space. Often you seem to have a cutout. We never see these points. Other than in Fast and the Furious 9, where there is, when they take the car to space, they go continuous all the way. You can see Roman start floating. Cool when they hold it together with duct tape. Yeah, but that's the reality. There is none of this documentation to support the bold claims, and to agree with you, yeah,
this discussion is going on 7 years later. I mean, the status quo should be able to demolish anything we've got, but the conversation persists.
To finish the sentence, to agree with you, there should be unprecedented documentation of everything, and there isn't, and that's the point I agree with you on. Yeah, that is the indictment. Yeah.
Is that it? Vegan Games? Anything else?
That's all I got. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yep. Sending up to Mitchell. Sorry, Mitchell's taking so long. These guys, I tell you what, man. What?
I've not rounded out, and Mitchell's closing out. So.
Oh, is he? All right, go. I'm sorry, Adam.
I've only got one thing because it was a good show. Recommendation: next holiday abroad. Yeah, South Korea.
What?
Yeah. Right. So I've been looking at the Olympic medal history of archery, and from what I can see, there's a little bit of early European domination, but both men's, women's. There's a little bit of the Dutch. The 2020 Tokyo Games, the team event, the Dutch came with the silver, but again won by South Korea. But for any archery enthusiasts, I think South Korea is the country that certainly is the most impressive. They hold, in terms of number of Olympic golds since 1972, they hold the number 1, 2, 3, joint 4th spot, joint 6th spot with 6 people. Joint 6 is where the United States come in. So, yeah, I think on archery holiday to South Korea, John. So random.
Yeah, sorry, Adam. Was that your one thing?
That's it, yeah. I thought I'd just completely, stick with the topic of archery as opposed to scientific method.
As opposed to the scientific method. Yeah, both are fair game. All right, well, that's cool. Now, any channel shout-outs?
And only the one. And that's the one I enjoy most evenings at sunrise across the plain at Earth School. So, yeah.
Ah, that one. So Mitchell, he's shouting your channel out. Let's see if he's still here.
Great segue. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it, mate. This was my flat Earth school for the day. I agree with Adam. What Adam said before, his sentiment. It's presentations from people like Quantum Racer, from Betty, the people who research these things. Quantum Racer just going through the scientific method, parts of his scientific method. Sorry, Quantum, your scientific method. Yeah. It's presentations like this that give us so much information, that give us a good schooling. Because this is Flat Earth School. It's all around us since the beginning of existence, and I'm going to be mirroring this stream on my channel today. This was my live on Quantum Racer channel. Going to be pre-recorded for my channel later. I'm going to try and be here most Tuesdays because the times slight clash until you guys have your daylight savings and I fall behind or in front or whatever it does. Time's all a concept, isn't it?
Yeah.
But thank you for having me, John. Thank you, everybody, for the panel, for the great discussion. Really enjoyed it.
Not a problem. Happy to have you, Mitchell. I mean, like I said, you're part of the team. Hope all your listeners down there can put up with bow hunting and food. They'll probably get really hungry at first and then get upset.
I think they're going to be more upset when Adam says that we go out and hug ostriches instead of emus, and he says that emus are from New Zealand.
That messed with my melon for a minute, yeah. And I did. I was thinking, what? Because I misheard the two words. I think emu and kiwi in my own head, or conflated the two. So yeah. A good flat earther is prepared to admit when he's wrong. And I did have to just double check and I didn't realise this. And this was my part of learning from this. I didn't know. I didn't know they weren't indigenous. Yeah. I didn't realise they pimped them in from South Africa in the early 1800s. So yeah, point of ignorance there from me, Mitchell.
Sorry, what was brought in? What was brought in where?
Ostriches. And why I conflated, I, from my recollection there, I conflated kiwi and emu.
Hey, easy mistake. Both flightless birds. One will kill you and one will run away from you.
But they sound very different. So why the two resonated in my head the same and I responded accordingly, I don't know. Yeah. Hence why I said I'm a bit lost there. Because there was he doesn't take a lot, really, you can see.
All good, man. All good. No offense taken.
No. I can offend better than that.
Unintentional.
Ignorance. Yeah. Why not just displayed my, like I say, just displayed a lack of detail, lack of understanding. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Humility is a great thing. And if you can do it, you can move on. Look, you can't hold me to oat now.
Obviously, we can't move on because you're still going on and on and on.
Yes.
Jeez.
I got a question for you, Huey.
Hold on. No. You're going to have to save that question because we want to round every time it takes 18,000 years to get to the end. Now, hold on to that question. I was going to say you better up your game for next time, Scrat. Just hold on to that one. Somebody else wanted to pipe in. Neil, he got frustrated. He come off mute about 5 times. Then he left. So, just
He got his chance. He should have been there.
Yeah, he should have. And send a little nastygram to him, Betty.
Nastygram? What?
Yeah.
Is that the new sort of Instagram?
Yeah, almost. Send a land shark.
Nastygram. It's a good place for a new platform, I think.
Take us home, Betty. Because we got to wrap it up here. Sorry, Adam, you're gonna have to wait.
So yeah, we got some last super chat for you. The first, and in the middle.
We got a super chat. I'm sorry, I haven't been looking, guys. I had to go take care of something else. Sorry about that. Gravity attracts gravity. Make my day. Thanks a lot. I took over your job.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry about that. Go ahead, Betty.
Well, you've been erased.
yeah. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Betty. I'll give you the pleasure. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was my whole thing. To from the super chat to the end. Now I have no foundation.
Now you got nothing.
No, I got nothing.
Yeah, gravity attracts gravity. That was a famous Soundly quote from yesterday on the Numpty Clips. He really screwed the pooch, spit the bit right from the beginning, and he's one of the Baltard saviors? He's a friggin' clown. Then he said elliptoid, right? He started laughing at the other person. What the hell is an elliptoid? And those are just two. Elliptoid and gravity attracts gravity. There was a whole slew. There was about 23 minutes of just utter nonsense, made up horse shit, right? From a clown. Mr. Planet Orleans Parish. You got more names. You're getting up there to Jim Panda category. So, yeah, look out. Like I said, another Numpty clip. Is that all, Betty? So I can just round it all out?
Yeah, and the last thing that I want to say was I hope that this Thursday for the recap and finalization of the presentation on the blessing. I hope that people go listen to it.
Yes, this Thursday it'll be Betty's presentation again, and if it's anything like the last one, it's going to be outstanding. So thanks a lot, Betty. Anything else?
Oh, continuation of it, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be continuation, yes. Yep. All right, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
I had 3 things. I've only got 2 now.
Oh, brother.
But the third thing was to shout out Betty's show for Thursday. Second thing was to ask Mitchell what the topic will be tomorrow's Flat Earth School. And the final thing was Korea's definitely the place to go. Right? They've started to open raccoon cafes where you can have your picnic.
Oh, brother.
But more importantly, the government in June the 2nd designated raccoons as animals hazardous to health. So you could go out there with your bow and provide a public service. I'm done.
You're done. Oh, my God.
And then eat them.
Oh.
And put them on as your head.
I'm going to mute all of you. No, I'm
Don't
actually.
forget the crab raccoons.
The crab raccoons, yeah. Oh, brother. All right, guys. Is that it, Betty? I'm going to round out.
You want more puns?
No.
Okay, I think you should round out.
Yeah, let's round out. We're going for a little bit too long. So thanks to everyone on the panel. It was a good show. I like where, we just don't know where it's going to go. I did have the short little presentation on experiment back in the hopper. I did want to go over that and a couple other things. But, we always do food, right? And now that we have an eclectic group, it's even more fun. If you don't like it, then don't listen to it. I enjoy it. I enjoy food. I love food. That's never going to end. And Compound Bo firing, let me tell you, never going to hear the end of that. And like I said, if you pull back into the middle of the presentation, if you feel inclined, if you lacking gift ideas, Matthew V3, you can't go wrong. Just saying. So get ready for the Numpty Clips tomorrow. Signature, I just want to remind everyone, signature Numpty Clips all for the whole month of October. The next one's tomorrow. It's Kosho, the clown show. Pretty good. We got another few lined up, and we'll do the finale for October and leave them where they lay. So, but get ready. I'm telling you, get ready. You ain't gonna believe it. So, take no prisoners. No quarter will be asked. None shall be given. And remember, I'll be back.